This is a type of bonding gel. It doesn't melt at all. When you apply it to hand quickly, it hurts a bit, but it won't stick inside the cavity, you see. It doesn't drip, and once you let it go, it goes back to normal state. It gets so inside the cavity has been already formed. After my breast augmentation, I was expecting it to be very painful, but surprisingly, it feels really light and manageable right after the surgery. Hello everyone, and welcome to our live stream on the fan page of Ken14.vn on the Ken14 website and also live on with me Cosmetic Hospital fan page. I'm Trai, and I believe today's discussion will really resonate with women who have undergone breast augmentation or are considering it. Some of you might be feeling a bit of anxious and unsure about the different methods available, type of implants, potential complications, and other related concerns. So if you have any question or worry, please feel free to comment during the live stream. For those who haven't yet experienced breast augmentation, just hearing about it might evoke some fear and anxiety. Recently, there have been news articles discussing unsuccessful surgeries, defective procedure, and even issues like implants bursting or exploding during flights. These are certainly situations no one wants to be. Dr. Chiem Quoc, with your extensive experience in this field, what are your thoughts on these concerns? First of all, I want to emphasize that breast augmentation is a very common procedure practiced globally, not just in Vietnam. It's widely recognized and safe for everyone, so there's no need to worry regarding reports of implants bursting or exploding. Those are extra headlines designed to attract attention on social media. The truth is, implant manufacturers conduct thorough testing, and typical situations like high pressure on plane or swimming pools don't affect the implant's integrity. So there's no need to fear that implants might explode on a plane or burst while diving. That's simply not the case. Why implants can have issues for various reasons, we'll delve in deeper into that later. Sure, generally breast augmentation is a very safe procedure. But personally, I do keep up with news and have seen some reports from abroad about women facing issues like breast discoloration or complications such as silicone leaks or infections. I believe these problems usually don't arise at reputable and safe establishments like with me Cosmetic Hospital, but they might occur at some non-reputable, unlicensed cosmetic surgery hospital, right, doctor? It's not entirely out of question. Exactly, when we discuss breast augmentation, we're basically referring to breast implants that have been approved by the Ministry of Health and come from reputable brands worldwide. The safety of these approved implants is well established and there's no inherent risk. However, if someone were to use low-quality implants from unreliable sources such as certain brands from China that lack proper oversight, then there could be risk of rupture or leak, which might lead to infections. But in this discussion, we are focusing on safe implants that are reliable for patients. So, it's crucial to those horrors research carefully before deciding on getting breast augmentation. First, ensure you select a qualified and high experienced doctor. Second, find a recognized and safe cosmetic hospital. And thirdly, choose implants that are approved by the Ministry of Health and appropriate for your body. Nguyen has extensive personal experience with the procedure. Nguyen, would you mind sharing your journey with audience? To be honest, Nguyen probably has a lot to say about this because, like many women, I was apprehensive about blood surgical procedures and pain. I decided to undergo breast augmentation about a year ago, and in the lead up to that, I spent considerable amount of time researching to understand the entire process. For me, while the aesthetic outcome was important, my top priority was safety. Once I confirmed that it was a safe procedure, I began to consider how to achieve the best results. I thought after my breast augmentation, I was expecting it to be very painful, but surprisingly, it felt really light and manageable. Just only some discomfort and tightness in my chest on the first day. This is common because everyone should know as a small cut can hurt a lot. Placing something foreign into the body requires adjustment periods. After the first day, I needed to rest so the implant could settle correctly. By the second or the third day, the pain had significantly diminished, leaving just a slight tightness, which I alleviated with painkillers. By the next 3 days, I feel like everything was back to normal. So, for those of you watching who might be concerned about the potential pain of breast augmentation based on Nguyen's experience, I hope everyone should feel a lot more reassured. I want to say this experience genuinely, not as an ambassador for Viet Cosmetic Hospital or as a promotion. This is truly how I feel, so rest assured, the pain is not as intense as you might imagine. Aside from the concern about pain, many people are also interested in how long the recovery period is after breast augmentation and when they can resume normal activity like walking and moving around. Well, I actually had my surgery on the 24th before that holiday. After 3 days surgeries on the 27th, Dr. Trai allowed me to fly back to Hanoi to enjoy the third holiday with my family. I traveled without having any problem at all, so my advice is that after your breast augmentation, it's essential to stay still and lie down on bed for the first day to allow everything to settle, and by the next 2 days, you can get up and start engaging in light activities. You're able to walk, sit, and even lift light objects. Staying active during this time is crucial to help your body adjust the implants comfortably. So, the recovery period isn't much long. It's not a matter of 1 or 2 months, is it? It really depends on the individual's body. For Nguyen, it only took a few days. It's just really important to begin with gentle movements to facilitate your body's adjustment. These are 2 significant questions that I believe many of you may have. So let's show some appreciation for Nguyen's insight. Now, one more question. For regular individuals opting for breast augmentation, it's likely they explore various choices and conduct significant research. However, as a beauty queen where image and aesthetic are paramount, Nguyen must have considered this even more carefully, right? What guidance did Dr. Trai provide and what method did you choose that suits you the best? Wow, what a great question. During my research on breast augmentation, I learned about different incision options under the armpit, beneath the breast, or around the areola. When I met with Dr. Trai, he discussed on this option with me and recommended the underarm incision. This method is advantageous because it conceals the scar and doesn't impact the mucus, which is important for future breastfeeding. Since I'm not married yet, Dr. Trai advised that it would be a more suitable approach for me. Additionally, the underarm incision doesn't lead to any loss of sensation, whereas the areola or restful incision might, and they could also be less aesthetically pleasing. Dr. Trai, can you elaborate a bit more? For the audience who might have chosen a different approach than the one Nguyen underwent, what advantages might those alternative techniques offer? Could you outline the advantages and disadvantages of each option to help everyone make a right choice? Sure, let me summarize the most common breast augmentation techniques available today. Traditionally, surgeons would make an incision under the breast. Then, the second technique emerged that involve making an incision around the areola. The most advanced technique now is endoscopic surgery through the armpit. The first method, under the breast incisions, is effective but leaves a highly visible scar, which is often a concern for many women, particularly in Asian population. While the scars are usually less noticeable in Western patients, they can be more prominent and prone to the keloids among Asians, leading to self-consciousness in intimate situations. Subsequently, the areola techniques were developed to conceal the scar. This method has advantages of hiding the scar. However, it can come with some disadvantages, like a potential loss of sensation in about 10% of cases. For many women, this is loss is regrettable and irreversible. Additionally, this method may disrupt mucus, which could potentially complicate breastfeeding for women who plan to have children, leading to issues like infection or blockage. Third, while the areola method has its benefits, carry risk regarding sensation, mucus functionality, and potential infection. That's why endoscopic breast augmentation through the armpit has become favorable. It's an excellent option as it doesn't interfere with the mucus at all, positioning the implant beneath the muscle and complete bypassing any potential issue with sensation. Women who are not married or who have yet to have children will not need to worry about losing sensation or breastfeeding issues. Moreover, scars from the armpit incision are typically discreet. If there are any slight protrusion, there is a keloid scar treatment available, although this may cause some indentation, which can be a drawback. Therefore, if a patient wishes to avoid any dents, it's best not to apply the treatment to armpit scars. Oh, what a miracle! The potential for scar treatment is one of the benefits of armpit incision method. If there is any protrusion, treatment can be injected to flatten it. In most cases, the incision in the armpit leaves minimal visible scarring, much like what Nguyen has experienced. Correct. These techniques leave no scar at all, and I have had it for 10 years now, right, doctor? Yes, since this holiday. It's incredible, isn't it? If any of you find this information valuable, please give us a like or a heart. I know that many women still believe the myth that breast augmentation prevents breastfeeding. Some of my friends who are engaged and haven't done thorough research yet seem to hold this belief. Perhaps it's just a lack of information about the latest techniques. While this might have been 2 years ago, we can now be much more confident in the advance we make, right? Besides selecting the right method for breast augmentation, there are also different breast shapes to consider. Doctor, could you elaborate on how to choose the appropriate breast implant that align with one's body shape? What type of implants are currently available, and which should women select to achieve the most beautiful and flattering result? Certainly. Right now, we mainly have two types of breast implant: round implants and teardrop implants. Round implants are self-explanatory, while teardrop implants are shaped like a droplet, providing a naturally sloped appearance. Depending on your body type and what look you desire, if you want a more natural appearance, I would suggest teardrop implants. On the other hand, if you're aiming for a fuller, more voluminous look without the need for a push-up bra, round implants could be perfect for you. Mostly, the current trend is leaning towards flexible round implants. For instance, the Motiva implant is designed to appear natural when you stand up. It takes on a teardrop shape and then settles to create a very natural look. So using flexible gel implants like Motiva is highly popular right now. I have a slightly off-topic question. Some of my friends have mentioned saline implants. Where do they fit in among the types? Could you clarify that? Sure. Prior to 2006, saline implants were the standard option for breast augmentation. Gel implant didn't receive FDA approval in the United States until that time due to strict safety evaluations that lasted a decade, ensuring gel implants were safe and did not pose health risks, including cancer. At that time, saline implants were the only choice available. However, saline implants have a notable downside. They can feel quite firm. While they can be examined externally, they don't have the soft and natural feel of gel implants. After gel implants were approved in 2006, their use has become more common as they are considered safe and medically approved based on studies involving over 20,000 participants. Currently, saline implants are rarely used, mainly because their firmness does not provide a natural touch. Oh yeah, doctor, I can see here the gel implants are much more transparent. Exactly. There are two specific brands, Motiva and Mentor, both from the US. The advantage of Motiva implants is their ultra soft texture, making them ideal for those with minimal breast tissue or tight skin. They provide a very natural feel, so when your husband touches them, it resembles a sensation of natural breast tissue and not a synthetic implant. With the Mentor implants, it also has a density similar to natural breast tissue, which contributes to a realistic feel when you touch. Women with a small breast who may only have skin often find this type very satisfying, as the sensation mimics that of natural breast tissue. This is the key benefit of both Motiva and Mentor implants. So, for any husband watching this live stream, they will have them better understand their wife's desires, right? I know many women wish to enhance their appearance through breast augmentation, but some face resistance from their husband. That's the real issue. So, for the husband tuning in, please support this perspective from the doctor. And for those whose husband can watch the stream right now, be sure to tag them so they can catch up. Doctor, regarding the gel material we just discussed, there have been instances for implant rupturing after many years. Not just recently, but even after a decade or longer, older material ruptures have been happening. Are the gel material being used today different? Can we truly expect them to remain intact over time? When we discuss breast implant that meet international safety safety standards. Today's gel implants such a Mentor or Motiva utilize a cohesive gel. This cohesive gel means that if the implant is punctured, the gel won't leak out. It stays as a solid mass. This is a significant improvement over earlier implants that use liquid silicone. The cohesive gel is safe. For example, Motiva implants have 7 protective layers. These layers are crucial because if something short like a needle punctures the implant won't bleed, the layer can slide over other and prevent any leakage. Let me show you now. Oh, you going to show it now, doctor? Yes. Look at this. It's very safe. I'll show you that even if you poke this with a needle and then squeeze the implant, nothing will leak out. The layer move against other and nothing escapes. Contrary to popular belief, the design allows for this kind of movement while keeping everything contained. The 7 layers of the implant move smoothly against each other, so if there's a puncture, the layers simply slide over one another without leaking. This makes the implant incredibly safe. In the event of any leakage, the cohesive gel inside will remain as a solid mass and won't disperse within your body. You don't need to worry about the gel spreading if it's ruptured. Unfortunately, some competitors spread false information claiming that the implant's ruptured, but that's absolutely untrue. A rupture would typically result from poor manufacturing quality. The reputable brands I utilize come with a lifetime warranty and offer a very low risk of rupture, only a 1 in 30,000 chance of leakage after 5 years. If any issue arises, a MRI can identify it and the manufacturer will provide a replacement implant. It's essential to understand a rupture don't happen without extreme circumstances such as a serious accident. These implants are designed to endure significant pressure. They can be stretched up to 8 times their original size without breaking, eliminating the risk of rupture in the body. Don't fall for online claims that spontaneous rupture or implants exploding during flights. Those are baseless rumors often spread by competitors. Wow, exactly. Implant can handle twisting and pulling without breaking, which demonstrates just how secure and reliable they are. So even in the cases of accident or trauma, you don't need to worry about the implant failing. The trusted brands I work with have undergone extensive testing to prove their safety. I could never squeeze like this. Right? Even in an extreme situation like stitching, these implants remain intact. So when you hear claims about rupture happen due to the doctor's error, just remember that it's often related to defects in the manufacturer's material. In those circumstances, the manufacturer collaborates with the doctor to address the issue. If the rupture has happened, the best course of action is to come here. I will remove the implant and may bring the expert from the manufacturers to investigate the cause of the rupture. We will work together on the issue. Ultimately, the responsibility for any implant rupture falls on the manufacturer. Is this really 1 in 30,000? Yes, that's correct. A 1 in 30,000 chain refers to leakage. I never actually encountered a rupture. Sometimes competitors may attempt to manipulate circumstances by removing an implant, causing damage, and then falsely claiming it's ruptured. That's just unfair competition. In reality, these implants are extremely robust. You could twist or puncture them and they won't rupture. Let me show you the cohesive gel. If it breaks, nothing will happen. Wow, you're actually showing us this? Yes, here's the cohesive gel. Are you really using a knife, doctor? Yes, I am. Wow. Wow. Wow, it didn't leak, correct. The cohesive gel doesn't melt, you see, it sticks together. Everyone, please take a closer look. He just got it open. See, it doesn't leak, it adheres to the surface but doesn't pour out. Even if there's slightly leakage, it remains a solid mat that won't pose any harm. There's no rupture, so there's no reason to be scared. And for those rumors about the rupture, they usually come from competitors who intentionally damage the implants and then post a video online claiming they rupture. But that's not simply the case. I carry out 10,000 of procedures, and while leakage can occur, the likelihood is very low and the manufacturer provides warranties. If there's any leakage, they will replace the implant. The gel is safe, and in the rare event of the rupture due to severe trauma, it won't negatively impact your health. So the gel is safe and won't lead to any infection inside the body? Exactly, there are no issues. Even if it breaks, it poses no harm. The cohesive gel is approved by the Ministry of Health and is completely safe. So please be advised that there is no harm from these breast implants. If you choose an implant approved by the health authority like Motiva and Mentor, you're in right hands. You're unlikely to experience any rupture even during air travel. Nguyen had her surgery and just 3 days later she was out in Hanoi, casually spending time with friends and posting on Facebook. Sure. And just 7 days later, I went to South Korea. Yes, she flew to South Korea to see all the snowboarding. I was quite impressed that her health condition is very good. After her trip, Nguyen asked, "It's been over 70 now. Is it still safe for removing the dishes?" I advised her it's alright. We can wait for the next 3 days. That's right. The recovery is really weak. It's incredible. Regarding leaks, yes, they can occur, but the likelihood is only 1 in 30,000. As for the rupture or explosion, that simply won't happen. If anything does go wrong, you can bring it to me and I'll have experts from the implant manufacturer come to address it. They come and see you appropriately, but frankly, a rupture is not something to easily happen. That certainly puts our minds at ease, doesn't it, everyone? Honestly, this is the first time I've seen these implants up close. I think anyone seeing them for the first time will feel much more reassured after witnessing the thorough test conducted by Dr. Trai. By the way, doctor, do breast implants each have a unique code for warranty purposes? Correct me. Every implant has a nano chip with a unique serial number that allows you to register it for warranty. The manufacturers have a breast implant checking device in place, so once the chip is placed in your body, you receive that number. If the patient doesn't keep it, I can still check using this device by pressing this button. I can see exactly every detail on the implant. Wow, yes, if we replace the serial number. So, this is the implant that has already been placed in the body, right? Exactly, this device is designed for receipt tracking and ensure global warranty coverage. Even if you travel to another country like the USA, you want to verify the implant, you can simply check the serial number to confirm its authenticity. So we can always check it no matter where we are? Yes, exactly. Many clients often ask if the nanochips will set off airport alarms or if there any concern while traveling. However, the chips is highly specialized and can only be detected with special device. Otherwise, there's no issue at all. It's similar to how some people have tracking chips implanted for their children to manage them. It's simply a technology for tracking. Isn't this interesting? There's so much new information that I'm hearing for the first time. Even though I have done some research before, I believe this live stream will be incredibly helpful for anyone considering cosmetic surgery, especially breast augmentation. Now let's discuss what someone should consider when looking to enhance their breasts. Nguyen, you probably have the best understanding of this process, right? So before undergoing the procedure, what factors should Nguyen keep in mind to ensure this will completely safe and assured? As I mentioned earlier, the first thing I prioritize is safety. I would make sure to choose a clinic or hospital where the doctor is certified and have a legitimate cosmetic surgery license from the Ministry of Health. Once I confirm that, I feel reassured about the doctor qualifications. It's also essential to verify that the implants used are from a reputable and authorized manufacturers and not just low quality, unregulated products on the market. I believe that not only I, but any woman considering breast augmentation should do thorough research and ensure the information is 100% accurate, because safety is just as important as beauty. After all, these implants will remain in your body for at least 5 years, right, doctors? The implants come with a lifetime warranty against leakage, but we recommend replacing them every 10 or to 15 years. We should replace them every 10 to 15 years, right? Yes, if it's affordable, you should consider replacement. Over 10 to 15 years, the company may release newer, better implants. People often want to upgrade to the latest, more aesthetically pleasing implants. However, there's nothing wrong if you choose not to replace them. I've seen patients who have kept their implants for 15 years and they still look fantastic. But if you can replace them, it's always a good idea. As I have mentioned earlier, the implants will remain in your body for at least 10 to 15 years. Those who can afford it may opt for replacement, but if not, keeping them for life is perfectly fine. So I believe these are two main points everyone should focus on. Once you have ensured those two things, the next step is to find a doctor with a good aesthetic sense who can provide you with a beautiful breast shape you desire. In terms of dough quality, Dr. Trai is someone you can trust. There's so much fascinating information here, right? If any of you have questions or concerns, please feel free to comment here. Both the doctor and Nguyen are here to address them. Returning to Nguyen's point, I really believe that the criteria she mentioned are essential for anyone considering such a significant surgery as a life change. It's vital because while beauty is important, we must also prioritize health and safety. Now let's think about this based on the criteria Nguyen talked about, such as verifying the doctor qualifications. What should we look for when finding a doctor who can provide a sense of security and reassurance, especially if Dr. Trai wasn't present here today? The insights I've shared are truly based on my experience. In addition to being the brand ambassador for Viet Cosmetic Hospital, I'm also a beauty queen and since a representative of beauty for many. So when I speak or offer advice, I know people tend to trust my words. Therefore, the points I outline earlier are things I personally encountered. If I were to add anything, it would be to always ensure that the doctor you choose holds a proper certification from the Ministry of Health for performing cosmetic surgery. Additionally, you need to verify that the breast implant used at the hospital come from a reputable brand with clear and validated origins. If any of you have further questions, inquiries, or need any additional guidance, you can reach out through the hotline show in the live stream. We have pinned the comment for your convenience. Also, for those of you looking for the ideal breast shape that complements your body type, as I have learned, we also need to consider factors like height, weight when selecting the appropriate breast size, right, Dr. Nguyen? Once you have chosen a safe limit, the next step is to decide on the breast shape, which should align with your body and facial proportions. It's also about your personal style and the overall look you want to achieve. So, there are various criteria to consider, right? We just received tailored advice based on Ms. Duyen's criteria. This comes from a professional who, as Dr. indicate, has conducted tens of thousands of cosmetic breast augmentation surgeries, correct? I do more than 10,000 cases. Wow, such a huge number, which include countless procedures for individuals with diverse professions and requirements. If you could offer advice to a woman considering breast augmentation, what should she keep in mind before making these decisions? From my experience, the first step is to choose a facility that specializes in breast augmentation surgeries, as it's a procedure requiring anesthesia. It's vital to ensure that the surgery is conducted in a hospital setting for maximum safety, as safety is a key concern in cosmetic procedures. Next, find a trusted doctor and schedule a consultant. The doctor's experience plays a significant role when you discuss your desires, whether you want a natural appearance or a more voluptuous look, or if you have limited breast tissue. An experienced doctor can guide you on the best type of implant and what to expect. Ultimately, the doctor's expertise is what will help you to achieve satisfaction with the outcome, rather than solely focusing on the type of implant. Most hospitals today utilize implants that are of high quality and healthy origin, so there's no need to be apprehensive. During the consultation, the doctor will suggest reputable brands that have official representations in Vietnam, and you can readily find information about these brands online. One important piece of advice is to remember that even with a skilled doctor, there's a small risk, about 2%, that your body may not accept the foreign objects. Thus, it's essential to understand that breast augmentation doesn't guarantee 100% success. While this 2% may not pose health risk, it could affect your aesthetic results. Fortunately, 98% of patients find the implant to feel and appear like natural breasts, with some close friends or partners unable to tell that surgery occurred. However, in that 2%, if complications arise such as capsular contracture or allergic reactions, the body may react negatively, leading to hardness or distortion of the implants. It's important to know that these issues are the doctor's fault. A cosmetic surgeon aims for enhancement, but sometimes individual body reactions occur. If that happens, the doctor can assist by clearing out any scar tissue and replacing the implant with a different option, such as Motiva, which use alternative surface or materials. The success rate for this is still around 98%, which is quite favorable. Therefore, to attain the best possible results, you should approach the procedure with confidence. If complications arise, such as hardness in the breast support surgery, having breasts is still preferable to not having them at all. I really appreciate the doctor's honesty. There's always a guarantee that the cosmetic procedure will be 100% successful. However, I believe this is the more realistic assessment with about 98% certainty. It's that remaining 2% where we must thoroughly research everything before moving forward. Specifically, can you tell me how long the procedure will take and what steps are involved, and if there could be complications during the recovery phase? Absolutely. During your consultation, the doctor's role is crucial. It's important for you to clearly communicate your desire, and then the doctor will have determined the best type of cosmetic enhancement for you. As I mentioned earlier, you also need to undergo all the necessary medical evaluation in accordance following with health regulations. Once you arrive at the clinic or hospital, ensure that everything is verified so we confirm you're fit for the procedures. There are instances where patients might have pre-existing conditions like respiratory issue or serious health problem that could pose risk during anesthesia. In such cases, we won't proceed with the procedure. But if you clear and healthy, then we can move forward. You go through the pre-procedure assessments, and only when everything checks out with the anesthesiologist evaluate you. Once they approve, the surgeon will process and both will sign the consent form before we begin. The whole process is very straightforward and safe, so there's no need to worry. Just make sure to arrive on an empty stomach. The procedure itself will take roughly an hour, and then you need to stay overnight at the hospital. The following morning, you can head home feeling good and reassured. Most clinics and hospitals have nurses available to take care of you, so there is no requirement for family or partner to be with you. In fact, I recommend leaving your partner at home. Thank you so much for your explanation, doctor. If you have any question, please send it in this live stream. And I have just looked at my phone. It seems like we have a lot of questions coming in from our viewers. Furthermore, if anyone needs more advice, please feel free to call the hotline for the With Me Cosmetic Hospital. I have received some other questions. I will read out loud for the doctor and Nguyen to answer us first. The first one is from a viewer asking if all the breast implants are the same. Great question. As I mentioned earlier, not all breast implants are created equal. Each brand has its unique benefits. For instance, Mentor implants have a smooth texture and offer a very natural feel, while Motiva implants are designed to be very versatile. When you're standing, they maintain a teardrop shape, but once you lie down, they adjust for a more natural appearance. Each brand caters to different needs, and it's essential for me as a doctor to understand the distinction. Regarding risk, the chances of capsular contracture are around 2% with a high-quality implants. However, if you opt for implants from less than no brands, that risk can jump to anywhere between 50% even 100%. So it's critical to choose the reputable brands that minimize such risk, like the well-established option I'm referring to. Here's another question which I believe many people, including myself, are curious about. Can breast augmentation cause cancer? Wow, this is a very good question, me, and many people have concerns about this. Before gel implants were introduced, saline implants were used, and people were afraid that the gel implants might cause cancer. However, the US introduced the gel implant in 2006, and after conducting a 10-year study involving over 20,000 participants, during this research, there were no case cancer reported. Therefore, the US officially confirmed that gel implants do not cause cancer and are completely safe to use in the human body. Here's a question from a viewer after breast augmentation. How long should one wait before breastfeeding? Another great question, right? Alright, for breastfeeding, I usually recommend waiting for 6 months after the procedure. This allows the body to fully recover, including returning to normal and being able to exercise. It's best to wait before becoming pregnant. There are cases where after breast augmentation, the husband becomes more attentive to the wife, and sometimes in about 2 months they may ask, "Doctor, is this okay? I know you recommend waiting 6 months, but it's only been 2 months." Well, in those cases, it's usually fine. Based on my experience, 2 to 3 months might be okay, but ideally I would recommend waiting 6 months before trying to conceive. It's just to make sure everything is fully healed, right? Yes, it's important for everything to be fully healed and settled. Also, during the first 6 months, the implant may shift slightly, especially with pregnancy or breast engorgement, so the implants may not stay in the desired position. I've seen many cases where the people were able to conceive just 2 or 3 months after the procedure and nothing went wrong. Here's another question that came up. Is it better to go for fat transfer or breast implants for augmentation? Generally speaking, breast implants are a safe and aesthetic pleasing option, but fat transfer is also available. However, fat transfers do come with a few challenges. First, you need to have enough fat on your body to use for the procedure. Additionally, not all of the transplanted fat will remain. Typically, only about 50% survives, while the other half gets absorbed by your body. So if you're looking for a long-lasting result, I would suggest opting for breast implants. That said, if you have excess fat in area like your abdomen, you could use that fat for augmentation, allowing you to slim down your belly while enhancing your bursts. However, fat is currently more effectively used for breast augmentation. As fat injected into breast tend to be retained better than fat injected into the breast. Wow, such fascinating insight, right? Maybe we should consider doing a live stream soon to cover even more topics and answer our viewers' questions. Here's a sweet question from a viewer who seemed to be a fan of Nguyen. They mentioned that seeing your breast augmentation, they think you look even more beautiful. Apart from the breast surgery, do you have any other beauty tips to share? Honestly, building my confidence has been a journey. I truly feel that my body transformed positively after breast augmentation. It gave me a boost in confidence and made me feel more feminine. I think the changes in my body also influenced my hormones, contributing to how beautiful I feel after the surgery. Many people commented that I appear more balanced and proportionate, and I feel that way every time I look in the mirror. I believe that every woman aspires to have her ideal and perfect body. For those who may feel insecure about their appearance, if you have the opportunity, I highly recommend considering breast augmentation. We have come a long way from the past. There are now many safe options available, and techniques have evolved significantly. Many women seek breast augmentation these days. If you're contemplating it, I encourage you to take the leap. You won't regret it. From my own experience, I can confidently say that it's completely worth it. Isn't that just heartwarming? I really believe this message is meant for everyone who is watching, especially those joining us on the live stream. We often have dreams we have held onto for years that we hesitate to pursue. Dreams we wish for but think are out of reach, perhaps due to family concern or personal fears about possible complications. Yuen's experience is a powerful reminder to empower yourself to be confident, bold, and embrace your beauty because every woman is born to be beauty. Don't you agree? Absolutely, me. Before I decided on my breast augmentation, my family was quite opposed to the idea. My parents are in their 50s and didn't really keep up with current beauty trends. They worried that breast augmentation would leave visible scars, wouldn't look natural, or could impact my future pregnancy. But when I met Dr. Trai, he provided me with all the information I needed. Once I shared that with my parents, they feel much more reassured. Now they are thrilled to see how much more confident I become and how my overall life is improving. Not everyone will be against the idea, so I think if any girls are thinking about this, you should go for it. Allow yourself to bloom into your most beautiful self. You're sharing, Nguyen. And now, my audience, if any of you are looking for advice, you can reach out to the hotline at Viet Cosmetic Hospital by calling 0942-757-888. The number is also been in the comment section of this live stream. For more detailed consultants, feel free to leave your phone number through the Viet Cosmetics Hospital Facebook page or on ken14.vn to get more information. And now, I like to express my gratitude to Dr. Chiem Quoc and Ms. Nguyen, both of beauty and aesthetic experts, have been sharing many deep understanding about breast augmentation today. Even though I did a lot of research before, I have gained a lot of and so much valuable insight today. Ladies, remember to be confident and research any beauty procedures thoroughly, especially when it comes to cosmetic surgery. Be sure to select justice facility and experienced professional to have peace of mind on your beauty journey. I wish all the women watching, whether you are tuning in live, catching the replay, or preparing for your own beauty transformation, please always be confident and beauty and radiant in your life. Thank you so much, and we see you in the next episode, and goodbye.